That ceremony will start at sunrise. Well, we made it. It's Friday, folks, so of course you know what that means. It's time for those Friday night lights. NewsWest 9's Game Time is back for week 2 of the high school football season. Of course, this is your one-stop shop for highlights, interviews, and plenty more. We've got Game Time coming right back for week 2 right after the break.
Make this quick. Mic check 1 2 3. Mic check 1 2. Tyler, mic check 1 2 3. Tyler, mic check 1 2.
Sorry, mic check 1 2 3. I'm just hacking everyone's ear.
NewsWest 9 Game Time kicks off now with our all-star lineup of Jenna Ilike, Corey McIntyre, Tyler Dupnick, and Jason Freund. We're bringing the ultimate high school football experience to West Texas.
A game of inches that takes local high school football teams miles across the state of Texas. Week 2 of Game Time gives us a glimpse into everything that the Lone Star State has to offer. The Game Time crew will be our tour guide like they are every single week through the night. Tyler Dupnick is out in Midland, Corey McIntyre in Alpine, and Jason Freund in Kermit. Ready to break it all down for you. Midland Legacy, the old at home this week, so that means it is our game of the week, which is perfect because the Rebels are coming off a shutout loss to Allen last week and need a big-time bounce-back performance. The opportunity comes against a familiar opponent in Euless Trinity. Tyler Dupnick is at us down Broadband Stadium with more from this week's Week 2 battle.
Yeah, good evening, Jenna. A lot of points on the board tonight. These teams, Midland Legacy, Euless Trinity, of course, have history going back to that playoff matchup last season when Legacy beat Trinity 57-55. It's a new group, though, here for the Rebels, and they didn't score anything last week, so would that explosive offense come back tonight on the home turf? Rebel football back in a down Broadband Stadium. Midland Legacy playing host in a playoff rematch to the Euless Trinity Trojans. The Rowdy Rebels looking for something to cheer about in this one, and they would have something to cheer about early on. Second play of the game. Jane Rogers steps in the pocket, airs one out deep. Wide open, Cisco Rodriguez, 69 yards. First points of the season for the Rebels, 7-0 right off the bat. Euless would answer a long touchdown on their own. This is Josh Bell now on the second drive of the game, just getting started on the ground. He gets it in from 4 yards out, 14-7 Trojans. Now 21-7 Euless. Legacy in need of an answer. Jane Rogers uses his feet on the read option and takes it in from 12 yards out, finding pay dirt to answer and get within 7. Plenty of confidence still on the sideline for the Rebels. Next drive, good third down conversions. Here's another one. 3rd and 1. Screen pass over to Aiden Serrano. Serrano for 6.
Aiden Serrano.
And we are tied at 21 at the end of the first quarter. Electric up and down the field. 35-21 the score now. Euless in front. Legacy needing an answer, and they get one. A bomb to Serrano from 47 yards. Oh, you can hear the Rowdy Rebels here. Serrano celebrating with his teammates, actually knocking down Rogers. Rebels right back in it within 7. But more Josh Bell and the Trojans. His 4th first half rushing touchdown. It's 49-31 Euless at the break. Final score tonight from us down Broadband Stadium. Euless Trinity with the win 63-45. I mentioned in those highlights that were tied at the end of the first quarter, but in the second quarter things kind of unraveled a little bit for the Rebels. Kickoff return for a touchdown for the Trojans. They also got an interception that immediately turned into points. Talked to head coach Clint Hartman afterwards, saying that those kinds of mistakes they just can't afford to make against really good football teams like this. I also asked him about what he's learned about this new group that he's been able to coach so far this season, with some really tough matchups they've had so far. And he says the whole point of non-district play is to face tough competition and get better. He was pleased with the performance tonight in terms of how they got better from last week in that shutout loss. They have Lake Travis coming next week, so he said it's another opportunity. That full interview will be on our NewsWest9.com on the Gametime tab on NewsWest9.com, so go ahead and check that interview out later tonight. Really appreciate Coach Hartman giving me some time tonight after a loss. That obviously was tough for them considering how up and down it was, 63-45, but they learned a lot about themselves, Jenna, but they'll be back next week to try to get a win on the board.
Well, thank you, Tyler. Midland High in search for win number 1 in 2024 out in El Paso tonight against Pebble Hills. MHS looking to build off a hopeful performance against South Lake Carroll from last week. The Spartans strike first. Joe Fernandez with the quarterback keeper and the quick 1-score advantage. The Bulldogs punch back pretty quickly. Cutter Lange finds pay dirt and knots this game up. And more from the Midland offense. Elijah McCoy shows off the speed for the long touchdown in the 14-7 lead. The Bulldogs add another touchdown here by the way of McCoy. The running back punches it in for 6. MHS right now is in play, and they're winning 21-17. Home opener and homecoming for Midland Christian hosting Bishop Lynch, looking for win number 1. The Mustangs tack on points first on the board in the opening quarter. It's Case Cole who finds a gap and ekes his way into the end zone for the 7-0 lead. The defense was flying for the home team early. Brady Young is gonna swallow up this Friar pass for the big time INT to give the ball back to the offense. The MCS attack does cash in at 6 on the next drive. The defensive unit continued to find the quarterback too. This sack keeps Bishop Lynch and that offense at bay. Midland Christian led 14-3 at halftime and went on to win its first game of the season, 20-3. And Odessa High and new head coach Eric Hartman searching for win number 1 in 2024 after last week's rain out. The Broncos going off with a nice start. Mikey Cota finds the short pass to Santiago. Medrano, and the senior takes it to the house, 73 yards for the touchdown, and the 13-0 lead in the first quarter. Momentum turned pretty quickly in the opposite direction. A botched two-point conversion turns into 2 for the Blue Raiders. Then fast forward to the second quarter, OHS does retake the lead after falling behind. Coda and Medrano have another money connection tonight for another score. Odessa grabs the 21-16 lead in the second. Special teams continue to be the Achilles heel, though, for the Broncos in the first half. Odessa High fought back down the stretch, though, as the score right now is 50-39. And coming up next, we're going to have live reports from a couple of Basin battles.
Bulldogs, and you're watching Game Time on NewsWest 9. Go Dogs!
Week 2 of Basin battles start out in the mountains between Fort Stockton and Alpine. Corey McIntyre made the trip out to the home of the Bucks and joins us to recap all of that action. Corey. Right, well, it seems like Corey's having some technical issues out there, probably because of all that rain. We keep getting hit with that rain. Those areas are used to it. So let's just continue on the journey. You're going to want to go to newswest9.com under our Game Time tab. You're going to find all of Corey's highlights and information and everything else. I know Permian fans, you're waiting on that Permian score. We're going to have highlights for you there as well. So just stick with us. And also, we have plenty of digitally exclusive content for you. But again, moving forward, Crane and Kermit next up on the docket as our Basin battles continue. And it's Jason Freund that has more on this matchup. He's been out there and he's ready to talk to you guys about this game because both squads are playing for that first win in 2024. Jason?
All right, well, thank you very much, Jenna. It was quite a back and forth game out here between the Kermit Yellow Jackets and the Crane Cranes, kind of like it was last year when these two teams faced off against each other. And as you'll see in these first half highlights, this game didn't really disappoint. Last time these two teams squared off, it was a game for the ages. Will we be getting a repeat? Early in the game, we've got the makings of it. Junior Dreyboset gets the handoff and a great block to set up the Yellow Jacket touchdown. 6-0 Jackets after a missed extra point. Cranes won't take this standing. Quick screen pass to Angel Reyes, makes a man miss, and off he goes. He's picking him up, he's putting him down, he's booked a trip for the end zone, and he's made it to his final destination. Game tied up at 6. Kermit would drop another touchdown, but Crane back in the red zone. Fake jet sweep. Junior Tyson Brents takes it himself, gets hit, but falls into the end zone just enough for the touchdown. Kermit up by 2 with a 14-12 score. Kermit's lead would not last. Brents gets the snap, looking for a man all day in the pocket, skies it out to Reyes again, makes the catch in the end zone. Crane takes the lead. Visitors looking to add on. Brents fakes the snap, rolls to his right, has Reyes again, who gets both feet in bounds for the score. Cranes taking a 26-14 lead into halftime. And second half, it was all Crane. They picked up a couple more touchdowns, and they finished this one with a score of 41-22. That was the score Crane took the win with by, but don't let that score fool you. This was a much more competitive game than that score is going to tell you at the very end. Kermit made sure that this game was competitive all throughout the game. They were fighting down to the very last second, but by the end of the fourth quarter, they just didn't have the stamina to keep up with the Crane Cranes. Going back to you, Jenna, for more action from high school football.
Hey, thanks, Jason. New head coach Gary Griffin earned his first win with Stanton last week, and here in week 2 comes another test against a powerhouse in Wink. The Wildcats are searching for that win number 1. Wink moves inside the 10 in the first quarter. Kamid Faison glides into the end zone for the first score of the game. 7-0 Wildcats. Next time, it's feeling like deja vu. Faison duplicates the previous touchdown with another to extend the lead 14-0. The Buffaloes answer in the second quarter. Jake Benedict darts this one to Jaden Hinojosa for the 6 to cut the lead for 14-7. Wink holds on to win 49-26. And coming up next, we'll have highlights from more games around the basin and more.
We're the Wink Wildcats, and you're watching Gametime on NewsWest 9.
Go Cats!
And jumping back into basin battles here in week 2, Iran and Compass Academy battling it out tonight at the historic Ratliff Stadium. The Braves with a chance to stack wins in this year, and the squad started off the scoring. It's Prather Schneeman who connects with Tristan Griffin for the 15-yard touchdown in the 7-0 lead. The Cougars respond with an offensive burst of their own. Ryan Ferris evades tackle after tackle and eventually finds pay dirt for the 45-yard score, and the game tied at 7. The end of the first quarter ends with a bang. Aiden Mendoza is going to return this kickoff all the way back for the 100-yard score for Iran to retake the lead. The final score of this one was Braves 34-14. And Coahoma hosting Roscoe in its home opener with a chance for a 2-0 start to the year. The Bulldogs off to a hot start this season, and it continued here in week 2. Strong defense sure helps. Bryce Davis is going to locate this ball and grab the I and T to get the ball right back to the offense. And guess what the offense does? Jaden Vineyard is going to capitalize immediately and in a big way. Takes this ball from one end all the way to the other for the touchdown in the 27-0 lead in the second quarter. Coahoma tacks on a few more here. Vineyard adds with another push to lead 34-0, and then Boyd Cox pours it on with this touchdown pass to Andre Russian for the 41-0 advantage, and woo, the Bulldogs knock out the Plowboys 48-14. And the most anticipated part of our show is just around the corner. Top plays right after the break. It's time for the best of the best top plays from the games all across the area. Be sure to vote on your favorite tomorrow morning on X. Let's hop in. All right, we're going to have everything that starts off on the defensive side of the football, because it's going to be Midland Christian, because that was the star of the show. It's the big time interception from Brady Young. That's first play on our list. Out in Ratliff Compass Academy, checking in. Ryan Ferris evades tackles and finds pay dirt for the 45-yard score. Same game, and it's a 100-yard kickoff. It's Aiden Mendoza who puts this game further into this list. Coahoma cracks the list with a big-time rushing touchdown from Jaden Vineyard. And that's all we've got for this first week of Game Time. Be sure to go to our NewsWest9.com Game Time tab. Also, Permian fans, the Panthers won tonight as well, so we'll see you next week.
You already know, don't